Hello, my name is Joel and welcome to WTF Construction. Today, we're gonna fix this hole in the floor. So this is the top of our stairway, and it was covered with that like popcorn drywall plaster stuff, and it comes out of the floor about 2 feet by a few feet, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was constructed. I didn't like that it was this big honking built-in. So bringing furniture upstairs was always a pain because the stairway is like a U and it's hard to get around that corner. Now this isn't the biggest opening, but a trap door is much more useful than a piece of crap cupboard. So we're going to take a couple 2x4s and some reclaimed pallet wood, and we're gonna build a bump out to cover the stairs and separate this bedroom from the stairs, but also it's going to be removable, so that way if you ever need to bring up a 10-foot 2x4, you don't have to go around the U-turn. All you do is pull the bump out and now you have a trap door. I also had another idea. The stairs and the hallway have 0 windows. And I know that this is a bedroom, but since I'm building this from scratch, and since when I was cleaning out this house when we first moved in, I found a bunch of this glass. I'm going to try and incorporate some panels of glass into this bump out, and my theory is any natural light in this room will find its way through the glass and give you a little bit of light in the stairs even when the lights are off, and I think it'll look cool. And then I'll probably end up doing a light frost on the glass just for privacy because this is a bedroom. But being as how we're the only ones that live here, we'll get to that when we get to it. Okay, so we're building a super simple structure here. I'm literally just going to make 2 rectangles, and the inside measurements of that rectangle are the size of that glass, with a little hair extra room for it to move around, and then I'll just use some quarter round to hold the glass in place on both sides. Done deal. This doesn't have to be very structural. I am going to build a piece of furniture around this, so it might have a little weight on it later, but it's not going to be much. And I think I'm literally just going to make these 2 rectangles for each side with the windows, and then I'm going to just put some 2x4s across the top, and then all of the open space will just get covered from the top side with pallet wood to seal it up. And that'll be it. So I love 2x4 projects. You just start screwing 2x4s together and see what happens. And that's what we're doing here. I have like a rough idea of what I'm doing, but I don't have anything measured or anything like that. I'm just gonna kind of make it on the fly and adjust as I need, and we'll see if it works out. Freaking 2x4s, man, they suck nowadays. They're all twisted, and they're like $8 each. Bummer. Alright, let's make sure my glass fits inside of it before I wrap this and start over. Rectangles made. They're gonna sit pretty much like that. I'm gonna set them in place. I'm gonna give a little space for my edge caps, and essentially I'm just gonna tie these together with some 2x4s and square everything up, and then I'm gonna make some center supports, and then we'll cap it with the pallet wood, and this thing will be well on its way to being done. Pretty sturdy. I think I might just do one more right here. Alright, now it's starting to look like something. So now I got the basic crate figured out. I do want to put some stringers in, but after that, we'll be able to just fill it in with the pallet wood. And then I'm going to be mounting a light over here. And then we'll just stain this thing up, make it look pretty. And we will have an enclosed staircase again. less claustrophobic in this little chunk right here with a nice light fixture and with these windows giving some light in here too. But now I just got to enclose it with the reclaimed pallet wood, and this thing will be good to go for staining. And actually, I thought I was gonna have to do that. I thought I was gonna have to do that in this room, but this thing's not that big. I can actually just bring it downstairs and do it, you know, not in this perfect room that we just fixed. So
yeah.
That's a bonus. Alright. Now we just got to cover it with pallet wood, and I've got all this reclaimed pallet wood. And actually, this is going to be my little Easter egg here because it says "Do not reuse," which I thought was hilarious. I actually came up with a good method to reclaim the pallet wood. I took a Sawzall and I just cut all of the nails between the pieces of wood, so they're all still there, which I thought was kind of cool too. Now you're gonna really see them on this project, but on other projects, I think that's gonna be a little neat touch. And obviously, you just gotta lean into the fact that it's rough wood. Lindsay was already talking about sanding it down, and it's like, that's not what pallet wood is. It's embracing the imperfections of this beaten down wood and giving it a second life. So I'll put that one right here, front and center, and we're just gonna tack nail these in place. Last piece, obviously we have a random gap to fill, so we're just going to put it here and mark it on the underside, and then we'll do a rip down the long way, and that'll finish us off. We have a box! What's in the box? What's in the box? Stairs. Stairs are in the box. Here. Oh. Feels like I'm in a crate.
You are.
It's pretty neat. Pretty cool. So I bought another one of these little light fixtures that I had added on the other side, and I'm kind of picturing it something like that. And it's not very intrusive, it's pretty small, but again, the light will make it feel less claustrophobic in here, I think. So, I think I'm gonna put it right there. never used before. This is shellac, and it's a finish, but I saw Christine McConnell use it on a piece of furniture that she had carved out some like sculptures in, and it kept the stain from like just instantly biting into like raw, completely unfinished, super sanded wood. And obviously this pallet wood would fall into that category. So rather than the pallet wood just turning like straight brown or black or, you know, real dark, I figured I'd try and brush some of this on. It looks like it's gonna be a gloss finish at first, but then it really gets like sucked into the wood. So then when we come back with some stain, instead of it being all like just straight up dark, it's gonna let some of the character of the wood come through. I'm also trying to be sneaky and not stain the 2x4s that are running up and down and around, because I figure if those come out a little darker, it might look cool too. So I got a couple things going on here, and it's one of those things I'm just winging it. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I bet it'll turn out all right. Okay, so we got all the pallet wood on the inside with a real light coat of shellac. And now we just have to wait an hour. And hopefully this dries in a way where when I hit the stain, it'll absorb, but not fully, but it should help bring out the details of the wood as opposed to hiding them with stain. And that's kind of what I want. I also didn't want it to get so dark, because the whole point of this thing was to make it feel a little bit more spacious or airy, because I'm bringing so much more light into that cavity, that dark cavity in the stairway. So it's kind of an experiment. I imagine it's gonna come out right. And you know what? The worst case scenario is I just pick another one of these.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Because it's not built into the house. So I could theoretically make an even better one and then just swap them out. But this one's gonna be really cool, and I don't imagine I'm gonna have to do that. I'll show you what I was talking about the shellac and the stain. So this is a piece of pallet wood, unfinished, and 3 minutes of the stain, and it came out like that. Pretty dark. You can still see the details in the wood, but it just bites so hard into the porous surface that's not like a smooth finish. Versus this side was shellacked and then stained, and you can see it's much lighter, it didn't bite as deep, but it's still soaked in. And then you can see right here just a streak of it. That streak is shellacked, and then this is not. So you could see the difference right away, how much it bites versus how much it doesn't with the shellac on there. So I didn't want to totally hide the fact that this is cool rough pallet wood, but I did want to put a finish on it. So hopefully I went a little bit lighter on the shellac, so it'll bite a little bit deeper. And then also whenever you put that finish on it, I've got some gloss finish to do the whole thing, and I think that really helps bring out the details. So give this an hour to dry, and we'll be back in here. We'll hit it with a coat of stain, wipe it off, and see how it looks. Okay. So while that shellac is drying over in the other room, I figured I'd come in here and knock out the stain on this trim. I've got this little roundabout piece right here and the one above me right here. I already pulled that light off so I can just hit it with a quick coat of stain. Takes an hour to dry. Hit it with some polyurethane, and the last step will just be to finish. I have some stair edge caps for right here, so I'll cut those, put those around, maybe some caulk around the bottom between the plaster and the wood, and the wood trim would be done after that. So see if we can get all this done today. Ready to go. All right, 3 down. Last one is above this doorway. Now I'm not worried about getting too perfect because all these walls gotta get painted, so it's alright if I'm a little sloppy, I think. Looks pretty good to me. Now we just gotta let this dry an hour, hit it with some polyurethane, and then I can put the lights back on and finish my trim. Doctor. Down my last 2 paintbrushes. Gonna throw some stain on the inside of this, probably wipe it down, and then maybe I'll hit the outside best I can with it sitting like this. You're not really gonna see the outside other than the sides, so I think that'll work.
We'll see.
Anyway. The bump thing is almost done. I don't know what to call it. The stair cap. The trap box door.
The stair cap's fine, right?
The stair box. It's over there drying. It's almost done. I still have to install the light in it and the glass. But the polyurethane just needs a few more minutes before I can handle it a little bit. In the meantime, I got this part stained and I put a couple of coats of polyurethane on that. That looks great. I bought some stair caps. That is going to finish this edge. All I have to do is put a slice into them so that they mesh in the corners. And this is going to start coming together.
The bump out is done.
The bump out is done.
It looks so cool.
Mostly. I started out by wanting to cover this hole with something removable. This was the idea I had. I'm pretty happy the way it turned out. I used reclaimed pallet wood. I stained it so it looks super cool. And I added a light fixture to it to light up that really dark part of the stairs where there were no lights. And then I even added a light lower down on the stairs too. So it's totally different from when we moved in.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It really makes the rest of the stairs look terrible.
Yeah, we're going to have to work on the stairs soon.
We did trim out some of this stuff, and it's not done. We're going to end up painting all of the white gray probably.
Yeah, it's
we got covers on those junction boxes so that you have access to them still. And that outlet is actually wired to the hallway lights, so the light only comes on when the hall lights come on, which is kind of cool. But it's kind of funny because of the frosted glass. It's actually kind of like a nightlight in here.
So it looks so cool in the dark. We're going to have to get some footage in the dark because it just glows a little bit.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat at night in here if you had the lights off. The bump out glows on the sides from the hall light, and if you liked that, you could actually unplug it from the hall light and just plug it into another outlet. There's one actually right there.
The cool part about this is we used this glass that we already had. The glass was in our closet. We didn't know what it was from or really what to do.
Found it was like filthy, super dirty, dusty, and we, used
cleaned it up.
Random materials we had.
Yeah.
It actually looks awesome. So I love it. Also, you get the effect, so at night when the light's on, you get light in here from there. But with all the windows open, this is a really bright room because it's got 5 windows. So when the lights are off in the hallway during the day, it actually is filled with light, which is the original idea behind the frosted windows. You have privacy because this is a bedroom, but you get the light through the frosted glass, and now you can walk up and down the stairs without turning the lights on and not be in the pitch black.
Yeah, it's really cool. So besides the fog that we put on the glass and the stain, this was all material we had. We didn't spend...
The little light fixture was a whole $10.
Yeah, that's true. The light fixture. But it looks so much better than that gross plastered...
Oh my god. And you know what? If I wanted to rebuild it later, it's not even attached to the wall.
No.
You just slide it right away, build a new one. Now we have a different idea.
But this is awesome because you can move it, and when you're bringing furniture up here, you have a whole area. It makes it so much easier than turning that sharp corner up the stairs.
Yeah.
So honestly, why would you really want a permanent, in my opinion, why would you want a permanent fixture when you could just move it and bring whatever you want up here?
Which is why I did that.
Yeah. Because it was a nightmare bringing up furniture, and
even still we had to use
that door to
the roof
and bungee cords or whatever we used to pull stuff up here.
I did have to do that.
That was not fun. So this is awesome that you could just move it.
Yep. And next we're gonna tackle some other rooms, but I will be back in here because this is going to be a guest room as well as an extension of my office. This is probably going to be used for making t-shirts and kind of just like shooting ideas for what we're doing. So
the idea room.
The idea room. It's going to be an inspirational room. But I'm going to add to that bump out, and we're going to make another box that's going to sit next to it. It's going to have some drawers in it for storage. And then on top of all that is going to be a bed platform. So this will actually be a bed in here. And then on top of that, we're planning to make that a tabletop. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it yet. Still need the gears to turn for a little bit. But we'll be back eventually to do that in here later. But thanks for watching.
See ya.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. What was that? You throwing gang signs?